Welcome. So glad that you are here. In order for us to explore this first tenet together, I am going to ask you some pretty introspective questions. And I know that this is the first time that some of us have met. And so I wouldn't normally just cut straight to the quick, but it is important for you to be able to have a felt sense of what we're talking about here in order to understand what we're talking about. So if you don't already have a journal and a pen or paper and a pen handy, I invite you to just press pause for a second and go gather one. It will be useful. Okay, so I want you to ask yourself, what attracted you? What brought you here? What piqued your interest to cause you even to press play? And maybe you think, I was just scrolling. Maybe you think, oh, it was just a whim. Okay. But what was it that thought, And for some of us, maybe we're early in our life and, in high school or college or shortly thereafter, and we're laying the foundation for what the rest of our life will look like. And we know deep inside that there are values and goals that mean more to us than only the ones that we have inherited. The ones that say you have to overwork, overspend in order to gain your worth. Maybe you're at what you feel like is the beginning, and you want to do better for yourself than what you see around you. You want to be truer to yourself than what you see around you. Or maybe you're a little further down the path and maybe you did or did not start out on what you thought was a true path for you. And maybe you've gotten off course. Maybe the compass of your heart is just saying things are not quite right. I talk to so many people who get it all and then realize that they aren't fulfilled even still. So maybe you're to a point where you feel like you've tried it all. You've tried all the self-help. You've tried different churches. You've tried different diets. You've tried different organization or planner tools. You've tried finding different friends. You've tried waking up earlier, all the things, all the self-help books, and something is still missing. And maybe that was what pulled you to this today, because the notion that bliss is my birthright, maybe that's what you crave, but feels so elusive. Or maybe you're coming here with a really heavy heart. Maybe you've endured some horrific trauma. Maybe you are completely disillusioned with the world. Maybe you live in fear. Maybe unspeakable things have happened to you or to your loved ones, and you don't know how you could ever find stable ground again. And dear friend, let me tell you, if that's you, you would not be alone. So these are just some examples. I invite you to, again, pause this video and spend a couple minutes really getting in touch and doing the best you can to put words to what was it that drew you here? What was it that you are looking for? What is it that you're looking for? Take as long as you need, and then come back when you're ready. All right, so that thing, we're going to call it bliss for right now. It is hard to put into words, especially in our Western culture that does not emphasize the concept. But you might call it the divine within you. You might call it the sacred within you. There is, in the yoga tradition, they would use the word ananda, like this deep bliss that transcends and is far deeper than anything that might be going on in the world around us. So that thing that you're yearning for, I love the saying, what you're searching for is searching for you. The reason you're yearning for it is because you have tasted a bit of it already. You've tasted enough of it to know that it is real and it is true and it is possible. So I want to encourage you that no matter where you sit today, whether this feels like something you're really, really excited about, whether this feels like something you're a little skeptical about, whether this feels like something that is far beyond what you might be worthy of, know that it is real and it's true, and you were so perceptive to notice it and to listen to it. Here is what it's not. I want to be really, really clear here. This is not some sort of prosperity gospel that says that you're entitled to material wealth or for everything to go your way. This does not mean that you will not have pain. This does not mean that you will not encounter real human feelings of fear and sadness and grief. All those things are part of the human experience. What this does mean, though, is that in the midst of, regardless of, sustaining you throughout, all of that is something truer and deeper and more lasting that somehow puts all of it into perspective, somehow allows you to be tapped in to a great deep joy and love, no matter what is going on in the world around us. So I know that these are some lofty words and concepts, and truthfully, it's one of those things that you can talk to people who have experienced this. Some call it enlightenment, and there's enlightenment with a big E, like once and for all, and there are enlightenments with little e's, and I bet you have already started to experience some of those in your life, whether it was the peace that you feel at a beautiful sunset, or holding a new baby, or when you're in the creative flow and you know that you're one with something bigger than yourself. That feeling is best understood as you experience it. Now, we have a choice. Just like, I think it's attributed to Einstein. I'm not sure he actually said it, but where the quote that says there are two ways to live. One is to live as though everything is a miracle, and the other is to live as though nothing is a miracle. Kind of in the same vein, I've heard a religious teacher say there are two kinds of people in the world. One are people who see the world through awe and wonder, and the other are people who see the world through fear and anger. And in order to move into the awe and wonder category, in order to get in touch with this bliss that is your birthright, there is a intentional decision to be made on your part. And it's a decision to be made time and time and time again. Now, just to be clear, this bliss, this getting in touch with one's most sacred essence, enlightenment, these are not things that we can cause to happen. They are things that we are graced with, gifted with from something bigger than ourselves, outside of ourselves. But what we can do is prepare ourselves to receive such spirit, to receive such gift, to receive such grace. We talked a lot up here in the head today. For right now, know and trust that it is available to you. It is your birthright, and you are worthy of that. There is nothing that you have done. There is nothing that you can do. There is nothing that has been done to you or by you that could ever take that birthright away. A birthright is something that which is embedded in us, gifted to us, part of our very existence here in this life. So yes, it is a choice. Hear this though. There will be times when that choice feels impossible. And validly so, because there are times when life's circumstances cloud our ability to access that part of ourselves, which is exactly the point of Kriology, exactly the point of the process is to try to keep ourselves aligned, to get and to keep ourselves aligned in such a way that we more and more often have access to that part of ourselves. But friends, welcome to the human race. There will be times where, for whatever reason, we or the world has blocked off access to that part of ourselves. And so in those moments especially, it will become a choice of faith to choose to continue to embark. It will be a choice of faith to continue to say to yourself, bliss is my birthright. Bliss is my birthright. And to keep moving forward with the other tenets, knowing, trusting all those who have come before, all those who journey with you now, that it really is possible. It really is attainable. You have tasted it. My dear friend, bliss is your birthright.